All right, so today this is my audience for my persuasive speech on joining the nonprofit organization, the YMCA, which help when taking care of kids, keeping them out of bad situations, and fostering them towards a healthier relationship with the world. Now, my name is Jameson Gerardo, and this is my speech for you to invest in the future as a volunteer at the YMCA. Now, picture this. A 12-year-old boy, Marcus, spends his afternoon alone at home. Every afternoon alone at home, his mother works 2 jobs and can't afford after-school programs. Now, Marcus used to hang out with older kids in the neighborhood, but these kids introduced him into trouble that he shouldn't have gone into. But when a YMCA mentor stepped in, Marcus joined the basketball team, got tutoring help, and started smiling again. That one volunteer changed his life. Now imagine being that person. To persuade my audience that they should become a volunteer for the YMCA, I've spent my time researching and looking into the depths of it, the YMCA's impact through first-hand accounts, official reports, and interviews with program participants. I've seen how volunteers transform not only in individuals' lives, but entire communities as a whole. Now, we'll first explore the real needs facing youth and families today. Then I'll show you how the YMCA actively addressing those challenges. Finally, I'll walk you through how you can make a difference by volunteering. Now, with my PowerPoint here, this is a source from the After School Alliance 2023 in the Urban Institutes. This basically talks about the revised school and foundation on the after-school practices. Okay, so the YMCA makes a difference. Now, let's talk about the needs before we get to the PowerPoint. First need is a youth in crisis, the need to support and safety. According to the After School Alliance in 2023, 7.7 million kids in the US are left unsupervised between 3 and 6 p.m., the hours when juvenile crime peaks. Second of all, a child left at home may fall behind in school, develop behavioral issues, or even become involved with drugs or games. Now, structured, supportive after-school programs can interrupt that cycle. Mentors, coaches, and tutors help young people make a difference and better choices to build their confidence. But the stress doesn't stop with the kids. It affects families too. The second need is working on families' need for more affordable care and more accessible programs. Now, with the PowerPoint here, is the more accessible programs is that they offer tutoring, mentoring, sports, and after-school care, and there are over 60 to 10,000 volunteers in the year of 2024. And the volunteers are the backbone of basically every YMCA's success. Now, childcare costs in the US have risen dramatically. According to the Urban Institute of 2022, an average annual cost of an after-school care program is over $5,000 per child, far more than any working families can ever afford. Many parents, especially single parents, are forced to choose between either working a full house or leaving their children in unsafe situations. This finally leads to financial stress and emotional exhaustion whenever they need reliable support systems. And while the YMCA steps in to help, it can't do it alone. YMCA in the USA 2024 reports that although 600,000 volunteers contribute nationally, thousands of programs requests go unfulfilled each year due to staff and shortages. Now, at local branches like our own in San Angelo, Texas, youth programs are capped not because of the lack of interest, but because there aren't enough adult heads, coach, or participants participating. Now, or supervisors, obviously, they also need volunteers urgently. Now, so what can we do to help? You don't need to be rich, you don't need to have a degree, you just have to have the willingness and the heart for the child and for the person as a whole. Now, the satisfaction, what is the solution? Volunteering at the YMCA means showing up for your community, whether you coach a basketball team, help with homework, read to children, or assist in food drives, or help organize events in your community. You are playing a direct role in your community development. How it meets its needs? Well, these actions can create a safe place for the youth, relieve pressure from parents, and allow the YMCA to expand into life-changing services. Now, the plan of actions to steps in getting volunteering, as in this next slide right here, it is easy to get involved. First, you would visit the ymca.organization, choose your location and branch, apply online, and do your background check, and then have your role as a member. Now, how parents allow the YMCA to expand into their life and life-changing services. Like I said, you would go to ymca.org, get involved, enter your zip code to find interest in the YMCA branch. Choose your opportunities such as mentoring, tutoring, event planning, or coaching, and then submit your application so that they can check your background. Now, as an attended a volunteer orientation session, you get to pick your schedule. Even 2 hours a week makes a difference. And here's an example. A friend of mine volunteers 1 hour a week helping kids and with reading, and now those kids are not only improving their grades, but actually enjoy school. 1 hour, that's all it took to spark a change. So, let's take a moment to imagine what actions could create and what might happen if we don't act. Now, imagine a YMCA bustling with mentors, tutors, kids finishing homework with smiles, learning to swim safely, and gaining leadership skills in their youth programs. Parents breathe easier knowing their children are safe, supported, and growing into capable adults thanks to your help. Without your volunteers, those programs may shrink. Kids like Marcus may go back to being alone, vulnerable, and communities may lose glue and become isolated as a compassionate and less connected. The action we can take? Well, today we are seeing more growth among the youth and families. Incredible work in the YMCA is doing, and it helping in getting involved. Now, you have the power to make it a lasting, longing effect as becoming a volunteer in the YMCA. And your final call to action would be going to ymca.org and getting involved with San Angelo, Texas YMCA as the community grows and doesn't stop. Now, this is the last slide for me, and this is just talking about volunteering. You can find the YMCA at 353 S Randolph, San Angelo, Texas, and the zip code is 76903. And that is my persuasive speech. Thank you.